Hey guys, the last medical ninja here, bringing you another video. Okay, I am so sorry that it took so long to kind of get to this game. Like, I'm barely having like enough time to really do anything. But okay, so my friend Runner Dash, he recommended me this, so I don't know what it's about at all. Have you used Parable before? No. Hmm. Dang, what time is it right now? Hold up. Oh, it's 6:05. Damn, time goes by quick.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hello.
Hey Nestor. Sorry, I'm just eating right now. But hello.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I feel like this is like some Twilight Zone type stuff. I was gonna say something else, but we're just gonna say stuff. Cause like, where did all the workers go? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard.
I told you I'd be here.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this is like Twilight Zone related. I could be wrong. Okay, be honest with me, Runner Dash. Is this game scary at all,
You
or
got
like?
this.
Thank you, Nestor. Probably not, huh? Um,
Nope, just a self-aware game. I'm planning on getting all the achievements.
Upstairs to his boss's office.
See, I noticed something right there. I noticed, like, okay, when I was at the two doors or whatever, it asked me if I want to go left or right, and then I chose left because what it said, and now it's telling me go upstairs. What if I go downstairs? Then what? Oh. Oh, hello. Alright, well, go this way. Oh, I hate red rooms. Bothers me. Huh. I didn't think this game was like an exploring type game. I thought
But
it was.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy.
I'll be right back.
And then
Okay,
something
Runner
occurred
Dash.
to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Oh my gosh, there's so many
The voice was
questions.
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What the heck is going on?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, what? Is it repeating itself?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This game's interesting. Like, literally. Wow. It's caught my
Stanley
attention.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Okay, that's what I did last time, so what if I go in this door? Oh god, I'm scared.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
What employee lounge? Oh.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh, I'm taking it in, all right.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Amazing room? How? What was amazing about it? Oh, hello. What's this?
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I don't know. I like this game so far. It's like making me do things differently than what he told me. Okay, so we still ended up
Yet there
here.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, I went downstairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, what? It's crazy how far games have come. It looks real.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, hello. I would not roam. If this was me, I would not roam through this area at all, especially by myself. What?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Damn it! It's like, do I escape? Should I just? I'll just go this way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
But there's
reduced
not
to
one
images on a
person.
screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Dang. There was 596 people? Oh, 600, sorry. And everyone's gone. Wow. What the heck? That's trippy. But okay. Let me see. What's this?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I'm supposed to say I can do that? Oh. Nothing happened. It's weird. Where's the other button at? 1, 2. Wait. No. What the heck is 4? Wait, mind controls idle waiting input. Where is 4? Don't tell me that's it up there. No, that's a light. What the heck? I'm so sorry. I'm like trying to like look for number 4. Where is it? How am I missing this? Nothing. Can't find nothing. Unless. Nope. Okay, I don't know where it is.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a
2
little more
minutes?
fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die.
Wow, there it
I'll tell you
is.
exactly what happened to them.
Wow.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
Oh,
Of
you're
course,
kidding me.
that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Oh,
I
there's
have to
no
say
way I'm
this,
gonna make
though,
that.
This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Thank you.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Go, go,
Oh,
go.
dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it
Nothing?
off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you say that, Stanley?
Oh my
That this
God.
video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
He is so
Do you
onto
have
me.
any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control
has
this world,
issues.
that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
What am I
That's
supposed to
30
do?
seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
No.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke.
Oh, shit.
And believe me, I will be laughing
Oh.
at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Really? Did I just die? I freaking died. Wow. Now I know what this game reminds me of. It just came to me. 12 minutes. That's what it is. Like you keep going and going and then you get different outcomes of things. You always find some really good games, Runner Dash.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wow. There's so many like different outcomes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
See, there's so many different outcomes of this. Wow.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, okay. Doing the opposite of what he says. Wow. A whole different area. What the? This place is huge.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I
I'm
think we
not your
did.
enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
That is so weird. Like, even doing the opposite of what he says, I still...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I feel like I'm trapped.
When
I
Stanley
like this.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, fine,
Look,
I won't
Stanley,
jump.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm
we
not your
have.
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
For who?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What the hell? Why is it so dark? Oh,
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
it's like, hello? Who am I?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Damn.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
It's like, what else am I supposed to do? I try to press other buttons and, oh. I have to.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
It's like, what do I do? I'm doing exactly what he's telling me, but I don't want to. But it's like, what other option do I have? Unless I have to, like, wait it out. Okay, I don't know.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, this is definitely 12 minutes all over again. I like it though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
See, I want to enter this one again because like there's more stuff that I've come across, and then this way it just led me to the basement. No, actually, no. Wait. No. It led me to the same place.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
See, and I'm just following everything he's saying. Ah. Wait, what? Hire someone to signerize papers. Papers are to signer, whatever that word is. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on topic. What the? So,
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But see, I can't go downstairs because I already know what happens. I feel so trapped. Oh, wait, what? I never took this way. Oh god. Elevator music. heck am I listening to? Wait, I didn't even go nowhere.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
You know what? Instead of going to the freaking mind control place, I'm gonna go to escape. But I know that's not gonna be. Wait. Oh, same place, okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
How? From what? Nope. Maybe. No. Okay, fine, I'll go. Wait! Alright. I was like scared that this light is like gonna like fall on me. Sorry. How am I gonna die? I mean,
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Maybe I don't want to get back on track. I don't like this guy. I don't like being told what to do.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
How am I gonna die? There's nothing here to kill me. Unless it's starting to get darker and there's no lights up ahead. Oh shit. I could turn around. No. I'm scared. Oh. What is that? What is that? Oh, that's what it meant. So that's how I'm gonna die. It's like, wow. You know what? Maybe going back isn't such a bad idea. Because I know I'm gonna die. Should I just jump in there? Oh shit, I don't want to. I died, didn't I? What? Oh!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Ah!
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the
I'm gonna get
story,
squished.
trapped forever in his narrow vision
No!
of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss. Like
It
cutting
is.
the eyeballs
I should have
from
turned
a blind
back.
man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No! Okay, fine. Just
Farewell, Stanley,
wait.
cried the
What?
narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wait. What? Hmm? The Stanley Parable?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every
Oh.
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I was? The set of two open doors was the first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the country. Oh, wait, what? Oh, the blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Wow.
I'm back. How's the game?
It's it's just like 12 minutes. Literally. I like it though. It's cool. Cuz you just keep going and you like find different pathways. Wow.
Did you see the new content?
I have no idea. I never played this game before, ever. Did I beat it? That's it? No way. No way. I did not beat this game. Wow.
Oh, you'll know what the new content is.
Okay. Huh? What's that? What is that? Oh. Not picking up the phone. Oh. See, there's still so many parts I didn't see. Wow. They're like breaking down everything. Okay. Abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and was down and placed the two endings together instead.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Um,
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
wait, what?
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Damn. I died, didn't I? Wow, Runner Dash. Wow. No words. I swear, the games you find, like, it's a compliment, though. Your games are, like, really good, but they're
All
so
of his
different.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There's so many
Stanley
different
decided to go
pathways
to
to
the
this.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Runner Dash, I'm gonna jump off this. I'm sorry. I have to get ready to go somewhere. But this game's different. It's different. I want my friend to try it out. And you said you're gonna try to get all the achievements for this?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's so, like, there's so many different, like, pathways you can take. It's like 12 minutes all over again. Wow. I like it though. But okay, alright, I'm gonna go. But Runner Dash, thank you for telling me about this game though. I think I might play a little bit more later.